Message to the Young Alchemist, Part 2, Duality, Vortexes, Spirit Planes, and Ley Lines. So look, man, we're going to start this off like this. Duality has been a part of Earth since its inception, which is unknown to us. But just to give you guys some backstory on this, I'm going to, use what you guys always look towards to, try to take away what I have to say. And since I understand the Bible on different levels than most that look at it on the surface, I'm going to use this Genesis 1:16 verse. It says, "And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night." Now what that is, for those that don't know, the sun emits light, and that light goes to the moon. And what does the moon do with that light? It reflects it upon itself to bounce onto Earth. Now what is that? If you're using an outside thing, you feel me? If you're using something outside of yourself, and you're using it within yourself to bounce off onto something else, you are one with that. To even have that ability, you operate together. So that's the yin and the yang with what your creator, El, as I should say, from your book, the Bible, Genesis 1:16, genealogy of Isis, the moon. Which, if you research Isis, she was the sun and moon god at one point in time, goddess. Way before the Greeks came in and they changed it to, the moon, but that's a different age. So that's just one thing right there. I want you to understand that. And even your video games tell you this. I want you guys to know the elements within this as well. The sun is represented as gold. The moon is represented as silver. Understand that. So when you speak of satellites, they call the moon a natural satellite. Sat-El light. Saturn, electric, El. Elohim, Elah, El. Basically, it's Saturn, electrical, light. That's where it comes from. That's what it is. That's what the moon is. And that's that reflection. That's where it comes from. So I'll speak about this before I even get into that. I want to speak about lunar waves and, it being captured upon the film. And you guys can tell me what that is, but I'll speak about that later in another part of the series. So I want to talk about the woman and electromagnetic energy, electricity and magnetism. Two different, forces, but can, be used together for something. And what that basically is, telling you that the woman with her electromagnetic field from the brain has a relation. It's been proven and ran tests on that she connects with the baby's heart, her baby's heart. So understand that when I talk about certain things, I can go deeper into this with abortions and all of that. If you guys don't know, the heart is developed before the brain is even emitting electromagnetic energy. The heart is beating before the brain with a baby, a fetus. It's beating and running before it's even fully developed. So understand that the electromagnetic field of the body also connects to ley lines. It puts you in different fields of power. The ancients knew this. They still know this today. They build certain structures. The Great Pyramid of Giza is on a ley line. Ley lines are lines, electromagnetic lines that run straight. Straight. And when they all connect at some point in time, when all of the lines connect at one point in time, that's called a vortex. That's where you get your, Bermuda Triangle, something that just sucks in. And what this has is, it's been known, like, at certain monuments, great monuments on the earth, from like the Inca pyramids, Mayan pyramids, pyramids of Giza, all over. Every monument you can think of that's of importance is on a ley line, because some of them have shown to, focus electromagnetic energy. And what that does is it allows individuals in that area to focus their energy to be in contact with the higher realms. The higher realms, spirits, good and bad, they communicate with. This is ancient, but it's always been here. And for those that don't even get that, as I talk about with the elements within this stuff, you have gold for the sun, and you have the moon for silver. That's always been there. And even Pokemon tells you that. You'll laugh, ha 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 ha. They know, you don't. Laugh if you want. They put it in your face. So, understanding that the world is electromagnetic. The earth has its own electromagnetic field. You have your own electromagnetic field that they can document for. And I want to speak about something else too before I get off subject with this, before I go in all the way. Individuals should understand that Stan Lee is just passed, of course, but the X-Men series, Professor Xavier, Professor X, and, Magneto, the two main characters of it all, show two powers: electromagnetic energy and magnetic energy. It's about elements, it's about the powers within that we have. It's always been there. So just have an understanding of the world you live in, and that's just one part of it. These ley lines connect with energy. As you know, the elements of the earth are all within this. Electromagnetic has all of them. You have three forms of fire: solar fire, electric fire, and one more. Oh, fire through friction. This is like with how they tell you with the gods, they personify them and give them characteristics of an actual living person. But in actuality, they never existed, but they do exist as an element or as a force in which we can't see. So that's how a lot of people get fooled with religion. You don't understand this. So when individuals come in here, I want you to realize this, all of the youngins that's listening. When people speak, you should listen and do your own research. I want to speak about Israel. You know, they talk about the 12 tribes of Israel. I can get into that and break that down, but I'm going to just do it like this. You got Israel, right? Isis, IS, and she's a moon god. But also before that, she was a sun god. But, you know, with the Greek invasion in the 3rd century, we have that certain level of knowledge in which they put out there. Ra, as in the sun god. Ra, the sun god. Kemet, Egypt, sun god, you know. And El, which is Saturn. We'll just jump straight to it. And as I just told y'all with Sat El lights, it's the same thing. With the sun and the moon, they call the moon a natural satellite. Understand that. They call a lot of moons natural satellites. Understand that as well. You know, this was created purposely. So the 12 tribes are all something from the sun in its own, you know, frequency and its own way of showing you things. So I just want y'all to be aware of that. And also be aware of when these ley lines have these, you know, certain routes, they can also change. The vortexes, that's very important in my opinion, and just my own opinion right now. I believe vortex, there's a lot of dead vortexes around here that emit energy in which goes into the mind of people. And it's also been documented that in certain levels of, you know, places where vortexes are, that animals become more violent, people become more violent. Understand that. So when you talk about some of the worst places of the earth, think about all of those dead pyramids they have there that are of no use anymore. Of, you know, those mega, you know, electromagnetic plants that are of no use no more. And the vortex and just, you know, things change. The ages change. When they talk about Osiris, when they talk about Jesus, Moses, in the Bible, when they talk about Moses in this shift, they're talking about an age ending. And an age is something that, you know, we don't live to see. I mean, obviously, to remember, we've all incarnated here before, but to remember is a whole nother thing. So the spirit planes, these people on higher dimensions, you know, just higher levels of just experience, you should say, because you can't say physically living. They communicate with us through this route. They don't want you to find this out. It's always been there for individuals to see, but some just never put it together on this level. You have vile vortex, god damn it, vile vortexes on the earth as well, and those have been shown to do things as well. So I'd advise you to do your research, your Bermuda Triangle, your Bass Strait Triangle. You know, this has all been documented. So the yin and the yang, that's the man and the woman, the masculine and the feminine, the evil and the good. It's all there. Your Bible talks about this in metaphors. Honestly, now that I understand it, it's all plain. When you replace every word with God, with what it really is, because as we know in the Bible, you have El Shaddai, you have, you know, Elohim, you even have El by itself in there. They basically telling you what it is, man. They are not hiding the information. People taking this stuff physically, teaching y'all the wrong stuff. I'm 24 years old. I believe time is an illusion. I don't believe I'm 24 in actuality, but in the way y'all view things, I'm 24 years old. And I'm striving to just teach individuals, youngins. You come here for the hip hop stuff, but you come here to get, you know, knowledge as well, and do your own research. Wisdom is humble. You know what I'm saying? I believe wisdom is being humble. That's how you attain wisdom, is by being humble. Being arrogant with this shit, you gonna have limitations. Eliminate the ego, basically. Eliminate the ego. So with that being said, I'd like for y'all to like the video, comment of course, share information. And with that being said, I'm gone. Like, comment, dislike. Peace.